My name is Alex Didier, and I'd like to tell you about my involvement with the Central Minnesota Community Foundation.
Without Alex Didier, the Central Minnesota Community Foundation would not exist. In the 1970s, while already a successful bank executive, community leader, and part-time farmer, Alex clearly saw the need for a foundation. More importantly, his predisposition towards action and having fun made the idea of a foundation a reality.
Ideas are fun, and work is fun, and getting the job done is fun. I can remember back as a kid, I'd be out shocking grain or hauling bundles or whatever. Okay, there's excitement here, there's something about it, that isn't all work, all bad. Maybe you wipe the sweat off your face and everything, but you realize that another half hour I'm going to be in the house for a big meal or whatever, It was all part of the process.
Alex's background helps to explain his work ethic.
I was born and raised on a Central Minnesota dairy farm. Actually, in those days it was a general farm. Family of 14 children. I was number 13. And in a group like that, you learn to give and take. It was part of your life. Also at that time, you worked with your neighbors in thrashing, sawing wood, butchering. They helped you and you helped them. And there was no money exchange, it was all time. And so you had that feeling of giving and sharing.
But a propensity towards action is not enough. For Alex, there is a bigger purpose.
All through my life, I realized the value of stewardship. I was never motivated by money. I was motivated by doing the job that was expected of me and beyond. In other words, if I took over a project, I realized it was my responsibility to bring that up to a better level than when I took it over. All through my life, stewardship played a big part of my thinking. I think the hardest thing is to give your time and talents, harder than giving money. People generally will give money according to their means and according to their desires. It's a lot easier than putting in your time. And your time and talents, I think, is what we owe to society, more so than our financial resources. And I tell that to my grandchildren, the necessity with their talents and education, they have that obligation to give of their time and talents for the betterment of society. And Ann and I have always believed in that. My interest in the foundation began back in the 70s when the Out of Bremer Foundation started the North Dakota Foundation. They contributed $1 million to get it started. I realized that here in St. Cloud, we had a lot of people generating a lot of wealth. First, second, and third generation business people and others. And that, a foundation would be something we should have here. And it was really driven home to me when a member of my bank board died. He had sold his business a few years earlier, and a lot of money at that time, and that left St. Cloud. None of it stayed here. And I realized then at that time, we need to do something here.
Leadership was essential to creation of the foundation. For Alex, key people early in his life taught him how to lead.
My father was the leader. He was involved in county, in the school district, in the township. He always had an office of one sort or another, and people came from distances to visit with him. And my mother was head of the Mission Society and things of that sort. So Pa and Ma were both, they were both leaders and volunteers, and very active at it. They took it seriously.
Alex explained how being the 13th of 14 children also shaped him.
You had to fight for your position. By fight, I mean you had to be positive about where you wanted to be in that group. And you took a leadership role. You had to, say the cows broke out, got through the fence. You had to go out there and bring those cattle back in. You couldn't say, Dad, can I go out and do this or do that? You went out and you did it. You took a leadership role. And then back when I was a young fellow of about 10 years of age, the St. Martin Builders 4-H Club was organized, and I was a member. And that was a good experience for me because we had the 4-H pledge. I pledged my head to clear thinking, my heart to greater loyalty, my hands for larger service, and my health for better living, for my home, my club, my community, and my country. And that became a part of your life in those formative years. The greatest satisfaction I've had, I believe, in seeing the quality of the people carrying on the work of the foundation. And I think the Central Minnesota Community Foundation has been instrumental in motivating others to start other foundations. There's quite a few foundations around today. And I just tell myself, look, we had a hand in that. And because some of the people leading these other foundations were involved in our foundation at one time or another. So we were inspirational. And when it's all said and done, your time, your money, all that will be gone, but if you handle things right, you'll have left your mark. And that's what's lasting.